What's good, everybody, man? It's your boy, Mr. CDK with Sports Talk Network. And let me say this first and foremost. This gonna be a touchy subject this morning. We're gonna be discussing something that took place between two young men. One of the young men is no longer with us, and another young man is now fighting for his life. And you know, I know what it's like, man, to be judged by 12. I know what it's like, man, to have your life on the line and to let another individual decide whether or not you're going to have your freedom, man. And really and truly and honestly, we don't know how that plays out. You don't know what's going to happen when you got 12 other individuals who you don't know, what I'm saying, making a decision on whether or not you get to keep your freedom or not. Man, at 17 years old, you know, I can only imagine, and I can imagine because I've been there, what's going through that young man's head. You got to understand something. This young man, Karmelo Anthony, came up in a two-parent household, 3.7 GPA, honor roll student. Everything in front of him, college, whatever he wanted to do, everything he's looking at is now going to have to be put on hold. And we don't know how long he's going to be fighting this case. We don't know how long it's going to take for a decision to be made, But one thing we do know is in the hands of the Lord. And I'm not making a decision either way. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. I just want to cover the basics. I want to go over the case a little bit. And I want to really, truly, allow everyone. What's good, my brother Crush? Can you hear me, Crush?
Yo, what up?
What's good with you? I want to make sure you can hear me. I'm just giving my intro, and like I said, we're gonna be touching on we're gonna be talking about a real touchy subject this morning with the young man Carmelo Anthony, and I'll let everyone know this from the beginning. I'm not just doing this for views, and uh, I know one thing about me and my brother Crush up here. We're gonna always keep it real, and we're gonna be respectful when it comes to, you know, the things we say about this type of situation. I'm not looking for no clickbait or any of that because this is a serious life matter, and everything I say up here will be my honest, thought out opinion, and I know my brother Chris will do the same. So, Chris, we're gonna get off into it. I'm gonna do it. I just want to read a little bit of, what the mother has had to come out and say. So y'all bear with me because I think it's crucial for us to hear what she had to say and what the family's going through. And this came from I guess it was a press conference held yesterday in Frisco, Texas, is where this took place. And it says for the first time since their son's arrest, the family of the 17-year-old accused in the stabbing death of another at a Frisco track meet on April 2nd spoke to the public. Carmelo Anthony, 17, is charged with the murder for the stabbing of a 17-year-old Austin Metcalf. That's his name, Austin Metcalf, at a track meet earlier this month. Austin Metcalf's father, Jeff Metcalf, was at the news conference, but the Dallas Police Department arrived around 11:40 a.m. and asked him to leave. He walked out of the area with them. Jeff Metcalf told Fox 4's Casey Stegall that he wanted to hear what was said and did not have any plans to make a statement. The news conference was supposed to begin at 11 a.m., but began just before noon. Dominique Alexander opened the news conference by addressing the fact that Jeff Metcalf was in attendance, waiting for the news conference to begin. I want to start off this press conference to say something as a deep note, a deep note that I can tell America. What we seen at the beginning of the press conference, the father being at this press conference, these are my words, don't quote anybody, is a disrespect to the dignity of his son. He went on to say, it just shows you all the character. He was not invited. He knows that his enemy near his family. Kelly Hayes, Carmelo Anthony's mother, spoke at the news conference. In an emotional statement, she explained what her family has gone through since her son's arrest. Good afternoon. My name is Kelly Hayes. I am the mother of Carmelo Anthony. 3 years ago, my family moved to North Texas, searching for a better life. Like so many other families, we wanted to give our children a future we did not have. My husband worked hard every single day to provide for us to make sure we were in the best financial position possible. As a stay-home mom, I made it my life mission to ensure our children are loved, nurtured, and supported every step of the way. In the wake of this tragic incident, our family has been under attack. Whatever you think that happened between Carmelo and the Metcalf boys, my my husband and I didn't do anything to deserve to be threatened, harassed, and lied about. The lies and false accusations that have been said about us, especially over the past week, has been overwhelming. The lies and their implications put my family in danger as well as everyone in our community. Everyone involved in the investigation from the police, the attorneys, and the courts there. Our address and my husband's previous employer's address has been put on social media platforms. My husband had to take a leave of absence because he's afraid what might happen to our family. His mental health is deteriorating day by day. We have endured death threats. My 13-year-old daughter is afraid to sleep in her own bedroom because she's fearful of what might happen to her. And let me be clear, the claims that were used about the public donation to buy a home or anything else are completely false. We have not received a single dime from the Give, Send, Go fundraiser, and the co-founder has stated that clearly. In reality, we were just notified yesterday that we could begin to draw funds, and it still takes 7 days to receive those funds once the request is made. I don't know why we are being targeted and discriminated against before a fair trial. Our son deserves the same rights under the law that everyone else is afforded to. He's been raised in a two-parent home with structure, stability, love, and we put God first in everything that we do. We believe in the Constitution. We believe in the laws of the state, but those laws must apply to all of us, not just some of us. So be clear when I speak publicly about specific details of what happened under the tent on that rainy and awful day. There's an active investigation that everyone involved wants to be full and fair about. We believe in the legal process, and that is where the truth will come out. Now, salute. I'm gonna stop right there. Salute to Ty Draper. I'm gonna stop
Yeah,
right.
the jab queen in the building. Salute to Todd Draper. Hey, CDK, make sure you sub to her channel. She just started a channel, so
Yes,
I'm
sir.
gonna help. I'm gonna help my 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 female cooking everybody on all levels. That's my boxing crush. When it comes to talking content, I'm gonna help her get her subs up also. So yeah, make sure you sub to her. So thanks for coming through, Todd Draper, rocking out with my partner CDK. So I got you. You be cooking. That's the jab queen right there. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
sir. I will
AK.
be
I, I,
subscribing as
that's
soon as I get the opportunity. When we get off of here, I'll be going straight to your channel and subscribing to your channel. And you, anytime you here, you're welcome to come on stage. That's why I put the link in the comments. I really want to hear from a lot of different people on this subject matter and see how people feel about what took place. You know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna get a lot of different opinions, and already racism is becoming a part of this conversation. Crush, how do you feel about what's going on and what I just read?
oh man, it's
1 second, Ty.
I don't know what to say, you know. I'm trying to be nice, you know. It's
Yes, sir.
effed up. It's effed up, you know what I mean? And it's a touching, very sensitive situation that us as men have to deal with time to time in situations on a daily basis. So um I you know it's rough, bro. It's very rough.
It definitely is. I'm trying to get this link over here now. Wants to act stupid so I can bring Ty on stage. I'm finna get it over here. Uh, I it's hard to say, man. I wasn't there. We don't really know what happened. I do know that a witness reported that the young man pushed Carmelo first, and Carmelo had already told him. I guess they tried to put him. From what I'm hearing, they tried to remove him from under the tent. They didn't want him there. You know what I'm saying? Salute, salute, my brother. Not another boxing channel's in the building. My brother B3. Y'all should see the link over there now. I just put the link over there for anyone that wants to come on stage and talk about this situation. Good morning. So it should be right there now. Y'all should be able to see the link. Let me know if you do see the link and come on up on stage. You said, yeah, Carmelo, man, 17 years old, two-parent household. From what I understand, the young man had a 3.7 GPA his whole life in front of him. And one reason I wanted to touch on this subject, I've been through a lot I've been through a lot of my life. I spent a lot of time in prison. I've been through situations where, uh, can y'all see? Can anybody else see the link over there in the comment section? I sent it over there again.
I can see it.
You can see it. Wonder why? Hold on 1 second. Let me see what I type. Okay. Yeah, it's over there. Free said he could see it, Ty. I'm just trying to see why.
You trying to?
Oh, you on Crush page? She said you don't see it.
Yeah, you're on Crush page. That's why. You gotta come.
Crush,
you gotta come to CDK's page unless Crush can copy and put the link in his chat.
He can. He can put the link in the chat. Crush can put it over there because I sent Crush the link, so he should be able to put it in his chat. He can. Can you put it in your chat, Crush?
Got you.
Okay. Crush gonna send it over there now, so you'll be able to jump up there. Yeah, and we touching on this topic of Karmelo Anthony free, and I don't know if you hear what I read. I read a lot for the mother, and there's more to read because there's a lot going on with the families and they're being harassed. They're being targeted. 13-year-old daughter scared. The father, his mental health is not good right now. There's a lot going on with this situation, and we knew it was gonna come down to a black and white issue. And what I'm looking at now, if the roles were reversed, how would this play out? My cousin, Mr. Hatch got it, Ben Sanders in the building. If the roles were reversed, would that family be being harassed? Would they be going through these type of issues? How do y'all feel about that? Do y'all think if the roles reversed, that this young man his family be going through the same thing?
No, they would have police surveillance. It would be police sitting out front of their house. They wouldn't be having the same issue. The problem is they're in the South, and it was a young black guy or a young black kid that took out a young white kid. So when you're in the South and you have white versus black, you're gonna have those things come out. I mean, the race is gonna go against each other, and this is what we're gonna see, especially down in the South. Now, if it was in the North, it wouldn't be as bad, but he's down in the South. We already know how the South carries situations when it comes to race, white versus black. We already know how bad it can get. The North, it would still be bad, but I don't know if it will be at this level. But I mean, that's what you expect to get. I mean, I don't understand why they wouldn't have hired somebody to watch over them. Now, like I said, I understand that the police ain't gonna go out their way to protect the family because, like I said, it's white versus black. But if the roles were reversed, they wouldn't even have to ask the police to watch over them. The police will be already patrolling their area on a constant basis. So, I mean, this is what happens. This is the world we live in 2025. So you're going to have that, and they should have known what was going to come about. Me personally, I would have rather either my son stayed in a holding cell until his court date, or we pack up and leave until our court date, because you already know what's going to happen. I mean, if you don't know, you should have known what was going to happen.
Definitely. I'm gonna let y'all answer too, but just to add on something Free just said, the reason they can't leave Free, they can move around, but from what they're saying is, he's already got a leg monitor on. They have to notify the courts wherever they go, so that right there is also an issue. Crush or my cousin, man, Ben, which one of y'all want to go behind Free? And y'all welcome. Either one of y'all want to go?
Real
So
quick.
you want to go?
Yeah, real quick. That's bad, and it sounds like because they tracing them, and you have people coming to your place of stay and trying to cause you bodily harm. It's not good. So at this juncture, how are they supposed to move? So now, if it was me, I gotta protect you and us from them also, because they the law and they know that people's coming to try to get you out of here, but they want to keep you confined, to where you're very accessible. That's not a good look.
Definitely. Go ahead, Ben.
I really think at that point it was called theatrical bullying. When you get around a lot of people, you want to be the tough guy. And to me, I think it was his plan. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't more. It was more people up under their tent, but you just caught a soft spot. Well, you thought you caught a soft spot. It's just theatrical bullying to me. You know what I mean? You had to portray something that you're not, and you didn't know how the outcome was gonna come. I don't really think dudes should be charged. I really think it was a self defense to me. I just did a live on that about a week ago. Um, I got the whole scoop. You know what I'm saying? I had to study it first, and it was more people that was up under their tent and watched the whole thing. And the twins was really on some bullying. And he had already said, "Man, don't touch me, don't put your hands on me." And you seen what the outcome was. I heard the father had came back on live, to let dude know, I don't know how things went, but I don't feel no way towards you. I mean, you can't, because now you know the whole story. You know the whole story. The story is out now. You got a good lawyer. I mean, I know you got to go through the whole steps. You got to go through the steps. But to me, I think it was a self defense charge, and a lot of people should take notes on everything that just happened. Bullying is at an all time high right now.
Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely
Uh,
would seem like to me it could have been bullying. You know what I'm saying? And uh, I just hate the situation, man. One young man has lost his life, and another young man is fighting for his life. That's what we got right now.
yeah.
All over a situation that probably could have been avoided at a track meet. What you finna say, Free?
No, I was gonna say, unfortunately, he can't get self defense. Um, because you got to look at the extent of his actions. Now it would be a different thing if he beat the boy up and put him in a hospital, but he pulled something out and stabbed the boy and took his life. That's not, when you say self defense. In order for you to do something as drastic as that, you have to feel like your life was in danger. Um,
Okay.
and you gotta be able to prove. Now they said that he pushed him.
Yeah,
That doesn't show that your life is in danger. Yeah, he did something that he shouldn't have done. He put his hands on you, and it deserved a reaction. But to take somebody's life, that it was too drastic. It went well past what it should have went to. So I like I said, I understand the situation, whether if he was getting bullied or he felt like he was getting bullied. That's his opinion, how he feels. We can't tell him how he felt or whatever. But for him to take somebody else's life and they didn't show any type of threat towards his life, it's kind of hard to beat that in a court case.
let me let
Yeah.
me let me answer that right quick, Crush out. You're right, but this is the thing about dealing with that, and especially down south where we're at right now. Some of the South states have a stand your ground law, and even if a person put their hands on you, you have the right to defend yourself as the way you see fit. And it might seem crazy, but this is some of the stuff like down south, man. The rules are a little different down here. They big on defending yourself, whether y'all believe. Another thing about down south that you don't see, like even with dealing with the police, a lot of the shootings and stuff that take place, it seems like it will be more shootings down south when it comes to police officers, but it tends to happen more in the city where you hear about the police officers doing a lot of the stuff they do. But I don't know, was the other brother trying to, were they coming towards him? Did he feel threatened? See, there's a lot of questions that have to be answered. Like if they was coming towards him and he was going back, you see what I'm saying, Free? Like we weren't there, so I don't know. Did they come towards him? Was there a threat there? There's different questions that have to be answered, and only time will tell what truly took place. Crush, what you want to say, my brother?
Yeah, real quick. But here's the thing, right? We don't know if it was just a push.
Yeah.
That's what they saying. They could be saying anything. Because I feel where D3 is coming from. I agree with him.
Yeah.
You know, he went too far. But then again, there's another side. You don't know, and we can't tell nobody how to defend themselves when they out on these streets.
Yeah.
Because everybody that is not going to look at just being a fight, and especially people who are not fighters. And everybody's running around strapped up some sort of way, all these guns and this and that, and you hear people just randomly attacking people and things like that. So that's going to put most people in a certain state of mind. So
Yeah.
you know, I can't fault him for the way that he reacted, because I can't tell that man, oh well, you can't defend yourself by carrying a knife or a gun. That's the way you choose to defend yourself. And this is why you don't go putting your hands on nobody. Because just because you put your hands on somebody, that don't mean they're going to put their hands back on you. There's an opposite and an equal reaction. And it's a shame that one man is fighting for his life and another man lost his life. But hey, then we got to look at why and where both of these guys are at fault for one fighting for his life and the other one lost his life. If that man didn't never put his hands on that man, he wouldn't have lost his goddamn life.
Yep.
Everybody's not going to respond with another sucker punch. That's why some people say you don't bring a knife to a gunfight. You don't go putting your hands on no damn body.
Right.
Because we did not tell nobody how the hell they supposed to react. Because Crush has split your effing wig if I don't feel like throwing goddamn fists. I don't care if you don't have nothing on but your fists. I ain't trying to do no dancing. I'm 50-something years old. I will split your dish if you come putting your hands on me. And that's just it. And I would deal with the consequences.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with everything I said.
So let me
go ahead.
Let me put a demonstration to y'all. So this happened in Atlanta. Of course, y'all know who King Von is.
Mm-hmm.
So you remember when he hit Quando Rondo, right?
Yeah.
And Lil Tim shot him, killed him. He got a self-defense charge. What's so different about that? This little boy had a knife. He didn't have a gun. Now, what y'all said was, dude pushed him, but one of the brothers pushed him. One of the brothers gave him a push, and the other brother gave him a swing.
Yeah, you're right, Ben. And I'm agreeing. Me and Crush kind of, I know exactly what Free said because Free know a lot about the law. He leaning towards the law. He leaning towards the law side. Me, you and Crush leaning more towards, hey man, you put your hands on me. You can't tell me how to go upside your head once you do it. You know what I'm saying? As simple as that. Once you put your hands on me, the way I come back and go upside your head, you might not like it, or you might not be able to tell about it. We just keeping it real.
But the court gave Lil Tim self-defense charge for taking up for his
We're agreeing 100% with you. What you're saying, you're right. But let me read this right here from A. Pushkin, and shout out to the chat and everybody that's main comment. He said, per Texas stand your ground law, you can defend yourself against an unarmed aggressor.
Right.
So that tells you, like right there, if a person comes up and they're aggressive and they ain't got a weapon, but they're aggressive and you're defending yourself. If you got a weapon, you have a right to use that weapon. That's my understanding of that. Is that right, Free?
To a certain extent, like I said, it all depends on how do they feel about the situation. Because you can do that. See, everybody looks at what it says, but you have to look at what do they feel as an aggressive attack. If they said because like I said, I'm just going according to what I read about. I'm not going according to what the actual thing happened because we wasn't there. I'm only going, and this is pretty much what the lawyers are going to do. They're going to, and the judge and the jury, they're going to go according to the evidence that's presented to them. So according to what I've read from all of the reports, the boy had went into a tent that didn't belong to him. It was a team's tent. He went into the tent. They told him to get out of the tent or whatever have you. And the boy, I guess he was
Somebody
ignoring
got
them.
some.
And there's Randall. According
Hold on
to
1 second, Free.
the
Somebody got some background noise. Y'all try to cut the background noise out a little bit. Go ahead, Free.
now, according to the report, they told the boy to leave the tent. He wasn't trying to listen to them, and so they went and pushed him. And he dug in his bag, pulled out whatever he had, and stabbed the boy and took off running. Like I said, I don't know how true that is. It could be more to it, but I'm just going according to the reports that I've seen.
Yeah, and
That
you got right.
with that, I don't know if he can use that, because they gave him a warning to get out of the tent. He didn't belong there, but I don't know how they can use that to the stand your ground law, because stand your ground means you have the right to be somewhere and you're standing your ground. He was in a situation where he went to somebody else's tent, and they was like, "Hey, you don't supposed to be over here. You need to leave." And
But think
he
about
wasn't
this,
trying to
Free.
listen to him.
Not cutting you off, Free, but think about this. It's raining. It's a track meet. It's just a tent up. It's not like it's a private property or something. It's just a tent. So
Because more people was under that.
yeah, you trying to get out the rain. You go up under the tent. All you trying to do is get out the rain. Now, from what I read, he told the guy beforehand, "Don't put your hands on me." He gave him a fair warning, like, "Hey, if you touch me, you're gonna find out what's gonna happen." So he warned him first, and the guy still proceeded to put his hands on him. So that's what I'm looking at. If I give you a warning,
like I said, he probably, he's 9 times out of 10 he's not gonna get a murder charge. He's probably gonna get a manslaughter charge or something like that. He's probably 9 times, because if it was a murder charge, they probably wouldn't have gave him the bail that they gave him. The bail probably would have been a lot more stiffer than that.
it was $1 million. They dropped it to 250,000. 1 second, y'all. Y'all keep going. I'm helping my son.
I mean, sometimes, it could. I mean, they could have some leniency toward the family, because when you get a bail, your lawyer speaks for you. So the lawyer could have spoke up, and they got a good lawyer, and they could have had some leniency. But a lot of times they give you a stiffer bail, or they sometimes don't give you no bail if they feel that you might be a flight risk, or they feel you're not going to show up to court. They might say, "You know what, we're not going to give you a bail." So I don't know. I just think most likely he's probably going to get something like a manslaughter charge, because, like I said, with all of the reports that I'm reading, it doesn't look good for the young dude. It doesn't look good for him. But it depends on how good his lawyer is.
Yeah, to me, living in the South and just growing up in the South and just knowing how things go, I'm just saying this, and I know Benny know this. It doesn't really look as bad as people think, and I understand what you're saying, Free, too. But I think he has a real good chance of walking away scot-free in this situation. Maybe it could be. I've seen, man, people get down south, man, get it dropped down to all the way to an aggravated assault charge. A situation like that where a person died, but the circumstances just calls for it to, the case to drop down or whatever, and they ended up with an aggravated assault charge, which aggravated assault here in Tennessee, or in the South, can get you probation. I just don't want the young man's life to be over. I feel like listen, I don't know, what was going through his head or what made him go ahead and pull the knife. Was he did he feel threatened? Did he feel like the two brothers was gonna jump him? Because I feel like this: if you and your brother are together, me and my brother together, me and my cousin being together, if I see him making a move, I'm coming that way. So immediately a person gonna be able to tell that, hey, me and him together. So they're gonna have to watch both of us now. So did he feel like that he need to salute BVO? Did he feel like at that moment like both brothers was about to attack him? What made him make that move to go that far? And from what I heard, he told the police officer or the security, hey, yeah, I did it. You know what I'm saying? Could this be considered self-defense? They said that he asked them that, like, hey, could this be considered self-defense? So, he was already thinking about it. I just hate the situation. Like I said, a young man, I think that young man was 17 as well. He's a football player, ran track, then lost his life over a silly decision. And this is why, man, I hate to say it, we got to really, truly, like, what made him, like, all these people up under the tent is raining. Your character. You run up under the tent with me. I hate to be a judge of character. But if you come up under the tent with me, I don't know you, but it's pouring down raining. I'm not the type of person gonna put you away from up under the tent. I'm gonna greet you and try and have some understanding. So I'm saying, where was the understanding in that situation? I mean, y'all understand what I'm saying?
You got to also think too. They still was all young too, man. So
That's
it's
what
that
I'm
young
saying.
Yeah,
mentality.
yeah.
And they young.
I don't know, and salute to everybody on the panel. I still, we might not never know exactly what went down, because I think it's pretty weird that it's no video of what happened, because usually when a fight starts to go down, especially if you around a group of teenagers, they start to pull that phone out, they start to record. But I don't know what exactly happened. I don't know if maybe he felt like the entire team was about to jump on him, or maybe he felt like he was about to get jumped by the brothers.
Yeah.
Like, man, that's a shame that
That's what
some,
I'm saying. That's what I'm
especially a
saying,
young
Mark.
person, had to die.
Yeah,
Now,
I agree.
I don't want this young dude to go to prison for decades, but at the same time, some questions need to be asked, bro. Like, you decided to go over to that tent, and then they asked you to leave. I mean, and your first move was to pull a knife from your bag and stab, bro.
Well,
I
that
mean,
wouldn't have,
it's a lot of questions I got, and I hope he don't go to trial. I really hope so. I hope
I hope he
that he
do,
got a
Market
good
Dan.
lawyer. I hope he got a good. Hold on, CDK. I hope he got a good lawyer. I hope he's able to get a deal where
Yeah,
maybe
he
he
ain't talking
just
crazy.
spend some time in a youth correctional facility, maybe till he's 21. Then he's serve some time on parole or probation.
Huh?
I hope that's what goes down for this young dude, because he made I'm gonna say I don't think he made the correct decision. I think he should have just left that damn tent and not
I
Hold
think
on.
he's
stabbed
gonna be
Okay,
nobody.
hold, hold,
self-defense.
hold
But
it, everybody.
again,
Hold it.
I don't
Hold it.
know.
Hold
But
it.
again, I don't know what exactly went down.
All right, listen up. We don't know what went down. So if we don't know what went down, how can we say we want to see this young man serve time? To me,
Right.
that don't make sense. I'm not gonna say I want to see somebody serve time and I don't know what went on with the situation. If I don't know what happened, I don't have a right to say he needs to be doing time. What I do know is this: he went up under the tent. It was pouring down rain, and a person said he was pushed first. So his first move was not to grab a knife. His first move, from what was said, was to tell the guy, "Don't put your hands on me," and gave him a warning. That was his first move. You can't skip all that and jump to the knife. You have to put
But
the in between there.
but 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 in
Huh?
in some places, they like, if somebody push you, like grabbing a knife and stabbing them, that's considered excessive. Like, you
Not in
can't jump
not in the
immediately to
South.
deadly force.
Not in the South, Market Dan. Not in the South. It's
Well,
not.
yeah, I got your own thing, but I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah. I mean, it's not our own thing. It's like Crush said. You don't put your hands on somebody because you don't know what the consequences gonna be. This is life in general. Don't put your hands on nobody if you're not prepared for what might come behind it. This is just common sense. That's just being real. I mean, how y'all feel about it?
Like real quick,
I
like
did it.
real quick,
I,
real quick.
what?
Like I said, man, I ain't getting on nobody for defending themselves, and that's just
Nope.
it.
Nope. What you gonna say, Ben?
I do believe this, man. As a child, you scared, you're nervous, and if he really just felt like he was on some gangster stuff, I think he would have ran. That's what I think. But in his heart, he believed that he did the right thing. And to me, I ain't gonna lie, I think he did the right thing too. I'd be dang on if I let anybody jump me. You gonna feel the wrath, whether it's good, whether it's bad. Nobody's gonna jump because you don't know what's gonna happen after they jump. You feel me? You got two twins surrounding you. You didn't buy this tent. Y'all are young kids. This man was on his phone, got up under the tent, up out of the rain, and you're trying to force him out. That feels something like racist or bullying. Both of them go together.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the kid. I'm gonna say this right here about that young man. The young man had a 3.7 GPA, like I said, came up in a two-parent household. They can't find nothing on his background that would say that he was already doing things like this. You're talking about it. We ain't talking about just one of these kids who are running around here in the streets doing all kind of stuff. We're talking about an actual young man that had his head on straight and was making the right moves. So what would make him go from there to there? Unless in my humble opinion, he felt threatened. He felt like his life might have been in danger. That's the only reason I'm looking at it like that, because I'm looking at the kid and what they're saying about the kid. When you're thinking about situations like this, you have to take all that into consideration before you make a statement and say, well, he needs to go to prison. He needs to be on probation. I don't know what exactly happened, like I keep saying. All I know is he got pushed first. That's what I'm looking at. He got pushed first, and that's stuck in my mind. Like, I know, you know what I'm saying? I've seen it happen too many times. Just, it's best to keep your hands to yourself, because if he did that, we wouldn't be having this conversation had that young man kept his hands to himself. And my heart goes out to that young man and his family. And that's being real. I hate what happened. I hate that a young man probably he ain't gonna have the chance to experience life, to get married, to have children, and the things that he should be able to do, or go to college and just enjoy life. You know what I'm saying? His twin brother is now without his other half. So, man, there's a lot. My heart goes out to both sides, to both families, man. I feel bad for both, you know what I'm saying, for both families.
Yeah, but it's reality, man.
Yeah.
I said, once again, don't put your hands on no damn body.
Yeah, you're right, Chris.
Don't put your hands on nobody. Who is you to be going to put your hands on somebody? That's what's wrong. Acting like you security. No, people don't want to be bothered. It's a dangerous world. So everybody thinking the same way. So we not going to do that. Because the moment you wake up and when you go out that door, your whole thing, you want to make it back home the same way you left out.
Definitely.
And you're going to do whatever you need to do. So don't give me that.
Yep.
You're going to do whatever you need to do to get back home. And anytime that something got to make you defend yourself, hey, you always defending your life. Isn't it a sport called boxing that we love, where fighters had lost their life in the sport?
Man.
So everybody got a right to defend themselves. We blaming the finisher, blame the goddamn starter. The hell you had with some damn sympathy for the starter.
Yeah, what? You're right. I can't do nothing but say Crush is 100% right. 100% right.
Listen, I'm not going for it. What is wrong with y'all? Y'all moist or something?
That's right.
We blaming the damn finisher. We should be blaming the damn starter. And I rest my case on this situation, and I still wish both sides the best.
That's right, Chris.
But if the Calf brother and his brother was stayed in their damn lane, they wouldn't have lost their life. It's the same decision as a person that's on drugs, and they keep on taking the drugs, and one time they take that last goddamn bag, and that's it. It's the same thing. Don't try to change nothing up. Same flavored soup, different motherfucking bowl. Don't ever escape from reality. If you are, you just moist, respectfully, and I ain't going to do that. Blame the starter, not the motherfucker finisher, and that's just that.
Hey. I can't do nothing but respect.
I mean, I ain't blaming nobody, because respectfully, and I hear what you're saying, Grudge, but I'm not gonna put that. I'm not necessarily gonna put it on the young man that died either, because he was standing with his team. He was where he was supposed to be, and it's not like he just escalated to immediately shoving him. He told him, "Hey, get out of here," and then he said, "Put your hands on me and see what's gonna happen." So what?
He shouldn't have put his hands
in the
on
rain,
him,
right? And I got a tent up.
Nah, but if you're gonna stab him and then run away, you should have just left the tent to begin with.
No,
you shouldn't have came up there to begin with.
You still blaming him, bro?
What?
Conflict of resolution.
Here it come, BBO. Here it come, BBO.
No, Marky, this is the thing, Marky. When you have a track meet is open to the public. It's open to the public. Anybody can go to the track meet. Sometimes I used to run track, so I know. I used to run track. So sometimes they might have an admission. You pay your money, you can go in there. It's not only open up to certain schools. Sometimes you might have 20 schools at that track meet.
Yep.
It could be up to 20 schools at that track meet. So it's not something that's closed to the public. It's open to the public. It's a high school track meet. They want the public to come out and watch these young men and women run. That's the reason why they have the track meet. So it's not something that, oh, he shouldn't have been there. Now, it's another thing. If he wasn't a member of the track team for one of those schools and he came down on the field and went into their tent, now that's something a little bit different. That's something that's a little bit different.
I agree 100%. And I ran. I've been to the Tullahoma Relay. There was 60 schools there free, and there were tents everywhere, and there was no particular tent that I couldn't go up under. And what I'm saying is a thing called common courtesy, Marky Dan. If you come up under my tent and it's pouring down rain,
the article I'm reading says it was Memorial High School team's tent. So I think it was the young man.
They probably said no. They're trying to say like that team.
Now
I'm asking you a question, Marky Dan. If it's pouring down raining, we both competitors. We both we run track. You come up under my tent, it's pouring down rain. What type of individual am I if I tell you get up under my tent?
Like I said, if he's a member of the
if he's an asshole, but that don't mean you fucking stab him to death.
Well, no, what I'm saying is if he's a member of the track team, I understand him trying to get out of the rain or whatever. But if he's not a member of the track team, he's not supposed to be on the field unless he's helping out with the track meet.
Yeah.
Well, then that means the track coach should have told him to leave then, not the student.
No, Free saying what Free saying is right. And the man ran track Free, so he was there also in the same essence of sense as this other guy. What I'm saying, Marky Dan, is this. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Jerome, you're welcome to come up. Anybody want to come on stage is welcome to come on stage. I want to hear from everybody. What I'm going to say is this, Marky Dan. You can say whatever you want to. The young man put his hands on that young man. Whether you wanted him, you're a student. He's a student. If you had a problem with him being up under the tent, where's your coach? Where's the adult to handle the situation? You don't handle the situation if it's a real problem. Step back and do what you're supposed to do. Because this is what happened when somebody that's young, an adolescent, make a decision or whatever you want to call it. He made a decision and choice to try to handle the situation, and he lost his life.
Yeah, he was definitely wrong for putting his hands on. I mean, both of them was wrong in this situation, but it wouldn't have never been this situation if the other kid would have just left his hands to himself and went and got somebody else to say, hey, this dude is in our tent. He ain't supposed to be there. He's not trying to leave. If he would have just did that, it probably would have never escalated to the situation that we at right now.
Hey, CDK, can I just say one thing?
Hold on, baby. I want to say I apologize, bro. Ty, can you see the link? It's Crush. Crush keep dropping it. You might have to just. I don't know what you can say. Go ahead, BB. I'm sorry.
Oh no. I just wanted to say, man, salute to everybody. This is my Sports Talk Network, brother. Man. Salute to everybody put us in the on the panel. But I say this, man. I don't blame Karmelo. I blame his father. Because I'm gonna tell you why I blame his father. My dad told me at an early age, if you a man, that's what he told me. If you a man, you got to control yourself. And all men that don't control themselves, they get put in these situations. We all didn't have a situation where we've been wrong, right, or indifferent. Sometimes you ain't got to take it there. If a woman was to punch a real man in the face, he not about to hit her. He not about to hit her. He just not. Because it ain't worth the consequences that come with it. And all I'm saying is this. I'm not saying nobody's right or wrong, and this is what happens when you're dealing with children. They make unfortunate mistakes. The young man was doing what he thought he was cool. He was trying to be like a leader and tell him, get your tail out of here. You're not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Should he have done that? No. But guess what? He put his hands on him, okay. And what did he do? The man turned around and stabbed him like a coward. What happened to catching a fair one?
BVO.
That's the thing that's so crazy. Hold on, let me finish. I didn't do that. I was quiet. I sat back. When everybody talk crazy.
Crazy. Y'all is crazy, man. Crazy. I'm gonna say this for everybody right now. And I'm saying this, I don't care about no link, no click, no views, no nothing. Mm-hmm. I'm saying this right now. Keep your hands to yourself. As a man, my daddy taught me if you put your hands on me to defend myself. That's what my
At
dad
any
told me.
point.
And if I'm outnumbered and feel outnumbered, and you got 5, 6 other people coming my way because we don't know what happened, that's not a coward move. That's a young man defending himself. We're not going to start the bogus BS today. We're going to keep it 100.
And I'm
And to
keeping
be
it
honest,
100. All I'm saying is this. This is what I'm saying. Whether it's a one-on-one fade or it's a bunch of brothers trying to jump you, at the end of the day, it's like my man Pop said on Friday. That's the problem with these kids. They're sissified. Too scared to take an ass whooping, so they got a weapon. Only
so
little
you're gonna get
kids
jumped. So
and
you'll
punks
get
got
jumped.
weapons.
BBO,
So you're
I've
gonna
seen
get
people get
jumped.
jumped. That's crazy. I've seen people
Like
get jumped.
my
Like I told
uncle.
y'all,
I'm gonna tell you what my
that
uncle
lose their
said one
life.
time, and I'm gonna leave it at this. My uncle was in jail, right? And he's a big guy like me, and he did something. Dude cut him. These hoes got knives. So if you a man, y'all kids, you know he ain't got no gun. Why would you take it to a life-threatening level? That's all I'm saying. What happened to putting
BBO,
your dukes up like a man?
He
that's
feared
hey,
for
Where
his
am I
life.
at?
hold on, y'all.
He
Where
feared
the
for his
man at,
life.
bro?
BBO, hold on. Let me say this. BBO, I've seen people, I've been in the street for real, man. I've seen people get beat up and lose their life getting jumped. So when you say that, BBO, to anybody respectfully, it doesn't make sense. Because if you're about to jump me, I have a right to do anything I can, like Crush said, to make sure I make it home to my family. And if you
CDK,
don't
me and
make it
you both
home,
have been jumped. We
hey,
both been
if you don't
jumped.
make it
Are we
home,
dead?
I'm gonna say this.
Me and you
Y'all
both
want to
been
hear
jumped.
this. Y'all don't want to hear
We
this, but I'm gonna say
we
it for
both
you.
been jumped.
If you don't make it, BBO, if you don't make it home because you put your hands on me, oh well. Oh well.
Hey, real talk. Me and CDK is from the same neighborhood. That's my family. That's my bloodline. My daddy told this to me, and I told this to my kid. If anybody put their hands on you, I don't care what you got to do. Handle your business.
That's
Handle
it.
your business. And if you go to jail, I'm getting you out because you defended yourself. I don't know where y'all came from, but where we from, I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna do the same thing. If anybody put their hands on me, watch yourself. Watch yourself.
Hey, see, and you
And
know what? I'm gonna
I've
be
been raised
honest.
by the best.
Y'all gotta forgive me because I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it, and I'm not perfect.
No, you ain't
I'm a
wrong.
sinner. I'm a
Hey,
sinner. So I'll say that first. But this the same people who profess to know Jesus Christ, but can't say like Jesus said. If something like that happened, man, I'm not saying you gotta do it all the time, but you supposed to turn the other cheek. Nothing about them
BBO,
pushing him out the tent was worth him losing his life, bro.
BBO, you got
If
a
you
well,
daughter,
saying
right?
that, that's crazy.
Hold on, y'all. Watch this. BBO, you got a young daughter. I got a young son. You could turn your other cheek and not be able to take care of your daughter tomorrow. You talking about turning the other cheek. These are different days and times. We not gonna play these games. And I told y'all, I'm here for the real today. I ain't playing no games. I'm gonna give it to you raw and uncut in the way you need to hear it. That young man, I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. But if they were finna jump him, it's plain and simple. He done what he had to do to make it home to his family so we could be talking about it today. And I hate
Hey,
to say
You
it.
know what he made it home to do,
let me
CK?
slide up in there.
Guess
Let me
what?
slide up in
Guess
there
what he
real quick.
did? Guess what he did?
Go
He
ahead.
Bevo,
fell for the enemy's plan. Now he got a record, and you know, like I know,
He don't got no
when you
record.
get a felony. Hold, let me say this: when you get a felony in this country, it's forever punishment. It's not no punishment for what you did. As my father still got to deal with this to this day when he getting contracts. It's forever punishment when you get a felony.
He don't have a felony, BBO.
Now he's in the system. Now,
He don't
he's
have a
in the
felony.
system, and now forever. Go ahead.
He's not in the system yet.
Go ahead.
he talking
He
about he got
hasn't
fat.
been convicted of. He hasn't been convicted of
No,
anything.
I'm talking about. I'm pushing it forward.
Yeah, I
I'm saying is
know, but you're
this.
pushing it
That's
forward
not
on the notion
self-defense, and
that
we
he's gonna be found guilty.
Man, stop
I don't know
it.
how if
Come on,
somebody when they
bro.
feel like they want to defend themselves, that's corny. That's
no.
Listen,
corny.
man, once
Hey,
That's
hey,
again,
corny, bro.
BBO,
That's
hold
corny.
on, hold on.
BBO.
And
I'm taking
that's
it,
how I know.
man.
That's how I know
I
a lot of
told y'all.
dudes couldn't live.
You know,
That's how I know a
listen,
lot of dudes couldn't live in no type of real adversity because
wrong with you?
if I have
BBO,
to, I'm going gorilla style. We throwing
BBO.
hands right
You,
then.
you big.
Hold on,
You a
everybody.
big
And a
Hold
lot
on,
dude
of people
though.
that's
You a
taking
big
that
dude,
bump and
so you
stuff.
can
BBO,
handle it.
BBO. I whoop niggas on way to a fight. I whoop niggas on way to a fight. But you ain't jumping me. You ain't jumping me. You don't get that right.
Yeah.
So whatever you saying, I told you, bro, this ain't for click and views for me today. I want everybody to give their best notion. Yeah, I'm niggas on way to a fight. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm just keeping it real. I ain't just talking.
Yeah.
My cousin on
And I
stage.
done seen it. I done seen it. I seen it.
No,
I do.
what I
That's my
will say,
love. See, that brother said I was
I'm
niggas on the way to a
gonna
fight.
let the other brother go. I just want to say this real quick. What I will say is the reason why I don't fight is because I have those moments where I black out.
Yeah.
And I literally almost took a guy's life if it wasn't for the fact that my mother came out there and grabbed me off of him. So just because you fight a guy doesn't mean that you're not going to take his life. I get to those moments where that's why I don't fight. And my sister and my brother would tell you, don't call free unless it's serious because they know I don't play no games. I don't play no games. I don't
That's
ask no
right.
questions. All I want to know is who are they, where they at. That's all I want to know. I don't care what was the reason. I don't care about none of that. So everybody, my family already know. Don't call free unless it's for real because they know how I go. You can ask my kids. They saw me in action. You can ask my kids. But I'm gonna let the young brother go. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me start with this. I wasn't even gonna go with this one, but I want to go start with this. You can't put an F on this man report card already, Bevo. He ain't even been indicted yet, and you already got him with an F on his report card. But yeah, he did the self defense thing. Now the state has to prove that it wasn't self defense. But I want to clear up. I'm actually in Texas, and I understand the dynamics of that particular city and
Okay.
that region that he's in. And I actually ran track, and I actually went to a few track meets. So the only reason why you see those tents like that
Yes,
is
sir.
because it rained that day. Normally, participants of the track meet, we're on the field. I mean, they're on the field. They're training and doing what they're doing. They got their little water cooler stuff and everything under the tent, and they'll be on the field. Now it rained, so they moved it to the stands. The stands are for everybody. That means all your parents and all the people. It's 6 schools out there. Now it's not like I don't know where you from, but I know I'm from North Carolina. Our schools are not that big. They got 6 5A schools that's out there participating. So you're talking about at least 80 to 100 kids just out there, period. So it's a large school. They don't own the stadiums is free. They moved the tent to the stands where everybody can sit. So there's no you can regulate where someone going. And second of all, that's disrespectful and rude that it's raining and it's a kid that's standing in the rain.
Thank you.
The people that was out of line was the 2 boys. They wasn't even participants. They was just fans, and they regulating. You can't touch our stuff,
Oh,
and our
so
coach say this. They're not even on the track team. But go ahead.
Mm,
I'm gonna
so
stop right
uh,
there.
mm.
the picture's starting to come together for me because, like I said, what I do, I sit here and analyze all of the evidence. So basically, what you're saying is there was tents in the stands for everybody. So maybe that particular school was under that one tent, and the boys were saying, "Hey, you can't be over here. This is our tent. This, and that." So that's what it sounds like. It's starting to sound a little bit clearer now. Now, they might have had majority of his school under that tent, and this boy came over there, and they were like, "Nah, you can't be over here. This ain't your tent. You got to go over there." And so they went to go push him out, and then the dude did what he did.
Right. That's exactly. Matter of
Can
fact, it
I
was
ask you?
like
Can I
three
ask you a
three
question
more.
for CDK?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
CDK. Can I say this because one thing I'm against is overly emotional men. I hate them. I wish they didn't exist because an overly emotional man is one of the most dangerous things in the world. And all I'm saying is this, and I'm not trying to vilify this young man. I want him to come home and have a great life. I get what you're saying about me convicting him. Guess what, brother? He's black, and they gunning for him. We can
I
say
don't know
what we
about that,
want.
big deal.
Listen, let me say this: it has never been fair for us in trial. It never has been fair. My dad threw a guy off the building, right? The guy came and testified. So the guy whoever gave my, and this is all past, my dad served time for this. The guy who paid my dad to do it testified against him too.
But
So
we know what
so
that is.
so what I'm saying is this: you can put it however you want to put it, man. They don't give blacks fair shots. They don't. They never did. They never will. And if you don't believe me, man, get you a book. Read The Delectable Negro. Read about how they would make lamps, shades, purses out of us. They made lampshades and furniture out of Nat Turner when they killed him. Or unalive him,
BBO,
excuse me.
you
So
right,
my
but
whole
guess
thing
what,
is
BBO?
this. My whole thing is this. I'm tired of black men coming up here like they white boys talking about I'm going to get justice. Nigga, no, you're not. If your granddaddy getting justice, you ain't getting justice. The same stuff that our great grandfather was talking about, the same stuff Muhammad is talking about, we talking about now. Black man can't get justice. Black man can't get true freedom. It is what it is. At some point, you got to figure out how you can get in your lane and make sure that we as young black men or black men are making solid decisions. A black man can't be
BBO, you
impulsive.
right.
That's
Let me
impulsive to
say this,
stab
BBO.
somebody. That's impulsive. That's
Let's stop it,
impulsive, bro.
BBO.
I,
BBO,
I,
that's not.
I. Hold up,
Hold on,
hold up.
everybody. Hold on. Let me have the flow one more time.
Good, good,
BBO,
good.
it's
That's not my problem.
impulsive. It's impulsive, and you're not really thinking when you put your hands on me. You keep trying to jump over here to this young black man, and you keep skipping past what really happened from the beginning. Stop trying to jump past that to get to that. That's what I'm tired of. Let's keep it 100. That young man was defending himself. I don't care what you say. This ain't the 50s, the 40s, the 30s, or whenever BVO. We hear it, and it is right now. That young man defended himself. He didn't make a bad decision because he went home to his family. The bad decision was made when you pushed him. That's the bad decision, BVO. You want to tell your kids, son, and teach your kids, son, teach them to keep their hands to themselves. Teach your children to keep their hands to themselves. That's where we go with that. See,
They
everybody
gonna
want
come home with black eyes every day.
yeah, everybody want to talk about the reaction to getting hands put on. But why was the reaction? Why didn't that young man know to keep his hands to himself? You blaming the black man, the young black man's father, but you ain't saying this young white man's father didn't teach his son to keep his hands to himself. What about
He
that?
talk about that. Sound
What about that? I answer that real quick. I answer that real quick.
No. I want you to ask my
They've
question.
shown. Hold on. They've shown pictures. They've shown videos of them hanging us, and they pointing and smiling. So what do you
BBO,
expect? What do
BBO,
you expect?
I've
That's
been to
why you
That's
trial.
stab them, because
ridiculous
there
to
ain't gonna be
say
no
that.
hanging.
BBO, I've been to trial and I've won, brother. Sorry. I've been to trial and I've won, brother. And guess how many black people was on the jury, BBO? One. And guess who
Yeah.
the trial was against,
But you was
BBO?
innocent. You was
No,
No,
innocent.
BBO.
I mean,
No,
listen.
BBO. I hate to say this. I wasn't in. I done it.
No, I understand. I understand what everybody. I, I understand. I understand what everybody is saying. Um, and the kids got to. I mean, kids got to lead their hands to themselves. But at the same token, we got to understand this young man got to take responsibility for his actions because we 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 can't give him a pass because a kid pushed him. Like I said, and like I said, I keep telling y'all, when you say in self-defense, you got and for the extent that he went at, you
Yeah.
gotta say your life was in danger.
Right.
I can't give them a pass for that. And like I said, I understand what everybody is saying about the people got to keep their hands to themselves. But to say it was self-defense, like I said, I wasn't there. I don't know the I'm just going by what the reports was, all of the interviews that I seen. And because I didn't even know about this until the other day when BBO brought it up, and I went and did some research. And all of the reports I seen, all of the interviews I seen, it didn't seem like to me, it didn't seem like the boy's life was in danger. It seemed like he just didn't like the kid for whatever
Can I
reason.
say
I
this
don't
to
know.
help you
Hey,
out on
too
that?
scared to take an ass whooping. That's
Hey,
I
what it
wasn't
no,
was.
there.
no.
Hold on.
Hey,
Can I just interject real quick? I just want to
oh,
ask BBO a question, just for clarification. So, BBO, in that particular instance, because I hear what you keep saying, they used to hang us, they used to do all of that. Don't you think that kind of contributes to some of our animosity? Like,
like
because I
that.
understand what you're saying, that maybe he shouldn't have, unalived this young man, whatever the case may be. But often, too many times, there are people, and I'm not going to say all, but I will say some, that are too comfortable walking up on us, disrespecting us, saying whatever they think they can to us simply because of what used to happen. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry, there's too many YNs today that just ain't having that. They
Mm-hmm.
barely want to listen to their parents. So you think they're going to listen to somebody else, a peer or somebody their age who's saying something to them who doesn't look like them, who's probably talking to them in a denigrative way, So it's just I think that too often times, and I don't want this young brother to go to jail. I really don't. But too often times they're too comfortable with disrespecting us. So
Yes,
my
ma'am.
question to you is, do you think in that situation, I mean, obviously, maybe we can agree to some extent he went a little too far, but in that situation, what do you think he should have done?
What I would if you come on the camera, what I would say is this. My experience being 6'5", 330, is a little different than most. I'm one of
Yeah.
those people who as a child, you notice a lot of big guys are not aggressive. You know why? Because at a very young age, we're taught to be careful. You can hurt somebody. You can do this. You can do that. And all I'm saying is this. Malcolm said it best. The problem is we're not thinking. We're just reacting. And all I'm saying is, if we think about the true thing, I don't want Carmelo to go to jail. You don't want him to go to jail. I want him to go get an education, get some money, have some fun. That's what I want. But guess what? When you step into a realm of not thinking, so he pushed you out. So your ego was that hurt? And I'm gonna tell you why I seen it. There was a great video of how we gotta be to live in this world. And there was a guy in Ohio who had a beautiful house. Some crazy white lady came in his house unannounced. He said, "What you doing?" This crazy chick went on the street screaming, "Ah, help, help." She come back. The brother had to go hide in the house while his woman came out and handled it, because you never know, there are different rules for us. And if you want to play this game as if there isn't, that's crazy. It's
BBO.
crazy because, hold on, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something from somebody. My family is in Cleveland, not because they wanted to come. My family's in Cleveland because they lynched my grandmother's brother. That's why
Okay.
my family's in.
When was that, BBO?
They
When was that?
lynched my grandmother's brother. No one did a date. This was in 1946. It's
Okay.
1946.
Okay.
BBO. And
1946.
the reason
I
I asked you
put his
that,
name in the chat.
the reason I
Uh,
asked you that, BBO, I'm saying this right here. BBO, you play the game to go home to your family. That's how you play the game. I think I don't want you to keep missing that. I don't want you to keep missing that point I'm
No,
trying to bring to
I'm
you.
not missing that. What I'm saying
Okay.
is, and this is what I'm saying, there was nothing about that situation that was life threatening. That's
You
all
were
I'm
there.
saying.
So
I,
hold on. You keep saying that,
go ahead.
but
Okay.
you wasn't there to say that, BVO. I wasn't there to say that. You keep
Everybody else
saying
is saying it.
BBO. No, everybody's not saying that. Because I've heard from anybody, and we're not gonna come up with one thing, we're gonna keep it real about this whole topic. Nobody is saying that. They saying the young man got pushed, and nobody out there is saying anything else. We don't know whether or not that team start coming towards their young man. For something made him react like that. You're talking about a guy that was a 3.7 GPA that grew up in a two-parent home, and all market then, all young niggas don't grow up to be felons, brother. I'm sorry. I can't let that slide. I read the comment you said they don't. That young man was not headed to being a felon. He had his head on right. We have to start paying attention. Something made that situation happen. And I don't believe it was him trying to show out. I don't believe he was trying to show out. I believe he was defending himself and felt like his life was in danger. And if he felt that way, BVO, what do you tell a young man that feels like his life is in danger?
Well,
If your
what I
life
tell
is
you
in
is this.
danger,
This is what I tell
BVO,
you. This is what I
Hold
no,
up.
tell
no,
you.
your life in danger, BVO.
And this
And I
no,
want
this
an
is what I'm gonna say.
honest
This is what I'm
answer
gonna
from
say.
you.
This is what I'm gonna say. This is what I'm gonna say. For one, I was taught. See, you gotta forgive me. I was raised by my grandparents, so I got a different look
I
on
was
life
too.
than a lot of
I was
people.
too.
No. I'm. So what I'm saying is, I got an older mindset when it comes to this because of how
Right.
my
Me
grandfather
too.
was,
Real
and I
old.
actually got a chance to know my great grandma and great grandfather. So what I'm saying is this: just from what the folks who were the greatest to me said, was that we got to be under control. We got to be under control. And at the end of the day, a push. My grandma used to say all this all the time. God rest his soul. What does ego stand for? Exiting God out. When you got an ego about something, that's where you
You
get the most trouble. His ego was hurt that he got pushed out. I would be
BVO.
hurt. My ego would be hurt.
So
BVO,
BBL, we
brother,
should
you
just be
have
good little
one
N
brain,
word. We
BVO.
should just
You're
be
not
good
making
little N
sense
What he
word.
what you're
should have no.
saying.
What he should have did was
Is that
through
what you're
hands.
saying?
That's what he should have did.
BVO.
Through
Oh,
hands.
wait a
Man,
minute.
brother,
Wait a minute.
BBL, it sounds like you
hey
saying we
man,
should just be
everybody
good
looking
little
for
N words and carry on to what they like. Is
I'm
that what you're
sorry.
saying? We
Yeah,
should
Wait a
just be
minute.
yeah.
good little
That's
N
what he's
words?
saying. That's what
Hold
he's
up.
saying.
Hold
Because
up.
this
Hold
sounds
up.
crazy.
That's what
Hold
he's
up.
saying.
Now, see, now I'm tired of this bullshit.
Thank you, Chris. Go ahead.
I need everybody to be quiet for a motherfucking second. Because this is some bullshit up here. I see a lot of selective outrage. Okay? Oh, shit. So the white man is supposed to do what the fuck they want to do. So this black man was supposed to, it was an eagle. It was his eagle because a white boy pushed him. Huh? It was an eagle because a white man pushed him. Oh, don't give me all this black shit. Because now y'all against a fucking black man protecting himself the way the fuck he wanted to against a white man. Don't give me that bullshit. This is where we at.
Right.
Yeah, so a lot of y'all got some motherfucking moist shit in between y'all asses and y'all balls. Get the fuck up on out of here.
Hey, hold up. Hey, let me get on him on this self-defense. Let me get on Bebo on this self-defense. Oh, he left. He left.
Let me
He left.
bro. Let me land my
He
phone.
back.
I ain't done yet. I ain't done yet.
Go ahead.
I ain't done yet. Because this is some fucking bullshit. Now,
oh, he back. He back.
If it was if that was another black male, then y'all be up here talking about black on black crime, the brother killing each other, that. Y'all would be outraging about that. Now let's flip it on the other side, since y'all like to use if so much because y'all don't want to deal with fucking reality. So I'm gonna play y'all game. So here's another game of if. So what if that situation was the other way around? Would y'all be so fucking passive about it?
Right.
I don't give a fuck what the color somebody is. Protect yourself, and you don't get to fucking judge somebody because the way they chose to protect their goddamn self. Life is fucking crazy, dog. This ain't the motherfucking 80s and the 70s where, yeah, if you go outside, yeah, most likely you could throw your fucking hand. You got a bunch of fucking knuckleheads running around unaliving people for no damn reason. So what was so goddamn threatening about that black man that was jogging through the goddamn city and the two white men shot him the fuck down? What was threatening about that? You want to talk about threatening? What was threatening about Trayvon Martin that Zimmerman did what the fuck he did to him?
Okay, let me get them keys right quick.
That's outrage bullshit. And I'm not going to get on this man back because he chose to protect himself the way the fuck he wanted to.
Okay, can I slide in there, bro?
Life to this damn man. And like I said, that's why you don't go put your hands on nobody, because you might not get something fair in the goddamn exchange. Keep your fucking hands to your goddamn self. Because everybody ain't no damn fighter. Everybody don't know how to throw fucking hands. But still they want to stick up for themselves. So just because they want to pick up a stick, a brick, or have a fucking knife, they a coward. No, that's the way they choose to fucking protect their goddamn self. And it was always taught, if you can't beat nobody with your hands, or you ain't got no faith with your hands, pick up something and split they motherfucking wig. So this young man,
Bingo.
So this young man is getting blamed. This young man that got good grades and everything. Good grades and everything. So his whole thing is, man, I'm going to make sure I get home. So, my hands may not be good enough. Motherfuckers out here with all type of shit going on. Don't give me that lynching shit. I don't want to hear that. Because that punch was something like a fucking lynching. The only fucking difference that the other one didn't get a chance to fucking fight back. Ain't got shit to do with no fucking ego. What is wrong with y'all? Y'all too goddamn judgmental. It's a fucked up situation. And like I said, y'all going with the way it finished. Won't you go with the way it fucking started? Because it's other ways to handle shit. He ain't had to put his fucking hands on him and push him. He could have just used some fucking words. But he told I'm big and bad. I'm going to put my hands on him. Yeah, and he got something.
Yep.
And that's just the fuck it. But we're not going to sit and play this game and be all passive and shit. So now, it's black on black crime when you do it to each other. But then when a white man put his hands on a brother, oh my gosh, he ain't supposed to have no weapons, this, that, and the other. But you cry about all these years of what the fuck they did to us. As soon as somebody fight the fuck back as they goddamn eagle, man, kill me with this motherfucking nonsense and I'm done.
Okay. Let me say this about it. I definitely understand the rage where you're coming from, but it's a different thing when we're talking about self-defense. Now, he changed the game. Now, if it's a one-on-one, that we don't get the right to, if I say, hey, man, I'm breaking up a fight or something, and I touch you and I put my hands on you, they don't give you the right to plunge a knife in my damn head or my chest, yeah, because you got to remember this everything that's ruled upon, it becomes case law. So, but that's not this case. And this is why I'm trying to let people understand. For one, in Texas, We don't know. It's a reason why all those little witness statements, nobody has said one word that Austin has uttered out of his mouth. Look at the witness statements. Is that for a reason? Because like I know, they in Texas, they'll say something like, boy, you won't make it out of here alive, and we'll stomp you out and kill you and hang you, or say something very threatening. So yes, we don't know what that was said. That was just made up. But at the end of the day, man, people carry guns in their car. And I don't know why people think this was held at a school. This is not a school. This is a stadium. It's not kids going to class and people walking around and teachers. And that's all it is. But the game was changed. It's not a one-on-one mutual combat, because if it was and he just plunged a knife in him, that would look horrible. But right. You're talking about two guys. Now you're fighting a 400-pound person and I'm 130 pounds, and I gave you a warning. Hey, man, you don't even know what I got in my bag. And these guys still, I don't know if he punched them, slapped them, spit on them, or whatever. And he took that chance. This is not the movies. The dude stabbed him one time. Most people don't die from a stab wound. So stop that with that, like we in the movies, stab one time. Oh, he's gone. That was just unfortunate. He stabbed in the place that he did. He's not a trained assassin. So that protecting yourself, yeah, you want to protect yourself. He didn't mean to kill the boy, of course. But you got two guys coming at you. You're supposed to protect yourself. That was not a one-on-one regular combat. My dad taught me to protect myself, pick up a pipe or anything, if somebody trying to jump you. And that's what he did. The boy had a knife. Go ahead.
I'll say this, man, and to my sister that try to say, we got to be good little niggas or Negroes or whatever. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I've just learned that you get further in life using your brain than you do using your brawn. And why you say that, BBO? Because BBO's a big guy. But guess what? I learned early on this. I'm nobody's brute. I'm nobody's person that's going to do something off emotion. And I live a pretty good life because of it. If you want to listen to somebody who will tell you to crash your life out and miss out on going to see some of these beautiful things that life has to offer, I mean, let them do it. I done been around the world and back. I thank God for that. And it's only because it's not because I was perfect, not because I was anything. It's that there's been plenty of times there ain't a black guy in the hood that ain't been profiled, that ain't been racially jumped.
BBO, it all sounds good to you in that situation.
DVO, and I didn't mean to say that, you were, it just sounded that way to me. So if that's not what you were trying to convey, then cool. But my point is this, and I get what you're saying, because obviously I have uncles, you know what I'm saying? And it's not safe for us like that either. So let's not just act like it's only black men, because a lot of us have been taken as well. But what I'm trying to say is, at what point are we allowed to say enough?
Right.
What point does that come?
Right now, right now is the time for us to
Because
say enough is enough.
it just sounds like to me that you're saying we just gotta take it, we just gotta take it, we just gotta take it. Well, everybody is not built like that. Everybody does not have the long, whatever you want to call it. I'm losing my words right now, but everybody can't just pile everything on top of them, That's why some of us walk around here so angry, because we're dealing with all of this. And yes, we want to make it home to our families, but unfortunately for some of us, enough is enough. That sometimes you don't never know what somebody's going through in their life. When you approach them with disrespect, or when you put your hands on them, they could have just had some craziness happen to them that they just accept because they wanted to make it home. And you could have been the straw that broke the camel's back. So I understand what you're saying, and I get it. You're a big guy, and and some of us do have to live by a different creed. But my question is, when is enough enough? When are we allowed to say enough is enough? Should I ask?
Well, can I say this one thing? Can I say this one thing?
He's a big ass guy. He know.
But look, can I say this one thing though? Can I say this one
go
thing?
ahead.
And I swear this will make a lot of sense. You look at Martin, you look at Malcolm. What's the difference? Martin got laws passed. At the end of the day, the Civil Rights Act, a lot of that had to do with Kennedy first authoring it, getting it sent to Congress, and then getting passed by Johnson, was because Martin Luther King had a connection to the White House. What I'm saying is this. What happens in the black community is they don't understand what true power is being within. True power is being able to go like I was when I got in the car business. There was nobody black on the management crew. Not all the managers are black. And it's because I understood when I was one of the first black guys to get that opportunity, you gotta act a certain way and you gotta get in the door. Then you can make change. But I
Hold
get
on,
what you're saying, and this is what I'm saying. I get what you're saying. I'm just saying for a guy like him, now he's putting that bucket that no black man wants to be in, and that's called
BBO,
being a convicted felon.
BBO, I
And
don't
when you're a
mind being
convicted
in the
felon,
bucket.
they
I'm
give
sorry,
you
bro.
listen, they give you hell forever about when you're a
BBO,
convicted
that's
felon.
fine and dandy. Put me in the bucket, BBO, if I'm still alive. I don't get what it is you're missing, brother. Dude, it's enough is
He
enough,
wasn't,
man.
hey,
Listen,
he
I've told
wasn't under
everybody
any
this.
duress, brother.
Yeah, you
That,
don't know that. Stop saying that's your
man,
problem right there, man.
basically I'll
Listen,
put
I
like this.
told
I'll
y'all
put
this is
like
not
this.
about.
CDK.
For me,
Let's take
this is not about content, clicks, and views. I'm telling the truth. You don't
I'll
know
give you
what
my
pressure
opinion. If
he
you
was
don't
under.
like it,
Oh,
so what? I don't care if you
man,
don't like my opinion. This is my opinion.
hey, if I ain't like your opinion, I said fuck it. I ain't never say that.
That's what I'm saying. It's my opinion, bro.
I didn't say
This is
that.
my
I'm
opinion.
just telling you. I don't know what it is. I'm just telling y'all. I'm not here for clicks and views. I'm telling you, we don't know what that young man, the rest he was up under, because you wasn't there. You don't know what kind of pressure he was up under. You can't say that. I can't say that. Now
Man.
an opinion. That's a fact. We wasn't there.
We all had a cousin growing up. We all had a cousin growing up. When you put hands on him, he go get a kitchen knife.
Bro,
We all had
let me
cousins
tell you
like that.
something. Yeah,
We all listen. Let me say this. We didn't all
And that
have
just means
that
that his
whole
level
ass
of
cousin
tolerance is extremely
who go
low.
get a kitchen knife. If you slap him up, he gonna go get a kitchen knife because he's small.
well, do you think that he went and got a kitchen knife because he wasn't under pressure, or do you feel like he got a kitchen knife, as you call it, because guys was coming towards him? You make your mind up on the decision.
Hey
Since you
man, it
keep
was
trying
a
to throw
whole
it off on
move.
it,
It's a whole move. But I respect if you think
bro,
different
you
than
not
I
gonna
do.
never make. Hey, you can say whatever you want. There was no whole move. If you got 10 or 15 people or two people trying to jump you, it's not
It
a
was
whole
two
move,
people,
bro.
man.
Two
When
people
two
is
people
enough.
try to jump in you know what we
I
did?
tell
We
you
put our
this.
hands
I
up.
tell you this,
We put our
BBO.
hands up. That's what we did.
If me and another guy jump somebody and the other guy's fighting, we probably can kill you. I'm just keeping it real with you. So you say what you want to. It's not a game or a joke to me.
Yeah, that
And,
that
and,
knife
and, what, and what
neutralized
happened to
it.
him running? What happened to him just running?
But
Oh my
For
God.
bro,
what?
hey,
You know
so
what? Thank you
now
so much,
once again, the
CDK, for
black
letting
man
me
got to
up.
be
You
a
guys have
coward.
a good day.
The black man got to be a
Hey
coward.
man,
He got to take off running, BBO.
bro,
He got to take off running for being up under the tent, getting out of the rain. Come on, man.
man,
Folks sit
Yeah.
there and
we
keep.
talking
We
about
got to
having
stop
real
feeding our
power,
people,
real legitimate power, man. And
bro. Hey, man. You can say what you want to. I wasn't there. You wasn't there. And if he was finna get jumped and he defended himself in that way, I have no problem with it. I hate that somebody lost their life. I don't know. I'll say it again. But I'm not gonna sit here and feed nobody no BS and tell them that it's okay to allow anybody to put their hands on you. I'm not. I would never tell no
Yeah.
other human being that they don't have the right to defend themselves. I would not do it. I don't care how many times we twist and turn it. Every man has the right to defend themselves. It's simple as that, man. It ain't no way around that. And whether you're black, whether you're white, whatever color you are, you have a right to defend yourself. And if you finna get jumped, that means by any means necessary, because it ain't promised that you're gonna make it home.
Devo, you already know. See, you apply to a different rule because you probably like one of my uncles. They were big like you. See, when you was young, you grew up with you gonna get shot or stabbed as a teenager because you was a big boy, and that's why my uncles didn't fight because they know they was gonna get messed up because you were so big. And see, and this would change the dynamics of this fight. It wasn't one boy he was about to fight, he was two. So imagine having to fight. I know you can fight right now, but you ain't no fight four people that look like you at, at the end of the day. So yeah, why am I upset about this dude defending himself? He's about to get jumped.
Yep.
That's crazy. That's why I don't understand how people are not coming to realization it was a punk move and this, that. No, it was a punk move. And when the words come out that this boy probably threatened him, I know what the white boys do down here. They threaten you, man, boy, we gonna hang you, we gonna kill you
Thank you.
and drag you by the truck.
Mm.
They dirty. They dirty.
They definitely dirty. I understand, man. I
Yeah,
appreciate y'all, man, for keeping it real And it's hard, man, to get people to keep it real. I told y'all I didn't do this morning for clicks and views. I appreciate everybody that tuned in and watch, because at the end of the day, man, don't allow your child to think that he don't have a right to defend himself just because he don't look like the other person. I don't never want to get into that type of situation. And a lot of times, man, defending yourself, it might come with a cost. But I'd rather have my child here with me than be wondering why my child didn't defend himself and is not here anymore. People got to start thinking like that. Man, this is CDK Sports Talk Network. I appreciate everybody that tuned in, and we finna get out of here.
One.
One.